The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Up came the sun and dried up all the rain. The itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again.
Hey guys.
Hey,
It's Haley.
and Ashley.
Ooh, spooky. And this is What the
Podcast.
Scary episode, everyone.
Halloween edition.
Halloween edition.
Because next Wednesday's the day after Halloween. That's not as fun.
No, this is the week before Halloween. So it's extra spooky because we're all getting ready. Just like we were ready today. So prepared. Actually, we've been having a lot of technical difficulties.
Dude, so bad. But the week hasn't been bad.
No.
Someone's birthday was yesterday. The big
2-4.
2-4. I keep thinking 2-5.
Almost. Actually,
Huh.
364 days.
Yep.
I turned 24 yesterday.
How did it go?
It was great.
What'd you do?
Well, for my birthday, I got a sewing machine, which I
Nice.
really wanted. And because my goal is to learn how to quilt, I just love quilts. And I feel like there's nothing better than a homemade gift. And who doesn't love a blanket?
Yeah, everybody loves a
And
blanket.
quilts last forever. So I've always wanted to learn how to make them. So I got a sewing machine and I've just been tinkering around with it. It was a great birthday. It was a great birthday. And I
Nice.
feel 1 year older.
Nice. Noise.
Noise. And now we're going to talk about spooky stuff.
Do you have anything?
I found one story.
Mm.
Right. Like
We're so
on
prepared,
Reddit.
y'all. So prepared. The plan was to get here and do a little bit of boop, 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 boop research,
Mhm.
but we ate Sonic instead. Not gonna lie to you. We ate some Sonic.
And boy, were those chili cheese conies good.
Very spooky chili cheese conies.
Ooh.
And we also got a new feature on our Ring doorbells.
Oh my gosh. If you have a Ring doorbell, get on it. Because
Yes.
they've got Halloween sounds for your doorbell. So when people come and ring your doorbells or trick-or-treaters.
The trick-or-treat. I didn't even think about the trick-or-treaters.
Trick-or-treaters. Huh?
Hello?
Hello? Trick-or-treaters will come to your door and press your Ring doorbell. And then you'll have some spooky sounds. It's so fun. Ooh. You do it a lot better than I do.
Ooh. Not that time.
That was a noble attempt.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I gotta get my scary story reading voice on.
Oh, before we get to that, I got scared
okay.
yesterday.
What happened?
I went to take the trash out.
Uh-huh. Was it dark outside?
No.
Oh.
So it wasn't that scary.
Scared
But I
in the
walk
broad
around the
daylight.
corner and James is standing right around the corner of the house.
That would be shocking.
And I nearly pissed myself.
Did you yelp?
I screamed. I didn't yelp. I screamed. And he was like, "What the fuck is your problem?" And I was like, "You gotta announce you're here." He was like, "How am I supposed to know you're coming outside?"
You should be checking your ring.
But he wasn't to the Ring doorbell yet.
Oh.
He was like getting out of his truck. And I came around that corner and I was like, "Ah!"
That would be kind of scary.
I thought I was getting attacked from
Imagine
all
if it
different
was
angles.
Dark outside. Imagine
Oh
if
my
it was
God.
nighttime. You probably would have peed yourself.
Yeah, wouldn't be the first time.
And it definitely won't be the last.
Oh, I need to tell. Did I have ever told my haunted house story on here? How I peed myself?
No, but you have to now. Here for a good time, not a
Speaking
long
of
time.
Sonic.
Oh, gosh. Tell it.
So I went to a haunted house with a group of friends. We were probably like 15. And I don't do haunted houses.
Me either. I hate them.
I do not do haunted houses.
They scare me so bad.
So I was like, I'll just chill in the car and you guys go in and we're Gucci. You know what I mean? There's probably like 6 of us.
Uh-huh.
And a parent, because we were only like 14 or 15.
Sure.
And so they go inside and I'm not in the car. I'm outside of the car.
Uh-huh.
What, Bo? Hold on. Yeah. Open the garage. Oh, your dad's here. Anyway, sorry guys. My kid interrupted. But anyway, so we did anyway, they went inside. I was outside of the car. The mom had the keys. She locked the car. So there's no getting back in that car.
Mm-hmm.
This guy comes outside. Like, I'm telling them how I don't do haunted houses, and there's like a line of people outside and all this stuff. And he's like, "Oh, you don't do haunted houses?" I'm like, no. Like, it's not my thing. I just don't do that stuff.
Yeah.
So a guy comes outside with a chainsaw.
Wait, were the windows down?
I wasn't in the car. I was outside of the car.
Oh.
I was locked out of the car.
Oh, okay.
So a guy comes out with a mask on, which I don't do mask. I'm not a mask. Face painting and mask, I do not do.
It's scary.
I do not like it. And so he comes out and he has a chainsaw. And he starts chasing me around the parking lot with it. And this is nighttime. It's like 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, not into this. And I'm in Jacksonville, God forbid. That's scary in itself. So I'm like,
scared.
Yes. So I crawl under a car. And then there's people in their cars that are like, dude, leave her alone. Because I'm clearly like distraught. And this is only 2 months after 3 months after my dad died.
Oh my God.
So I was already like mentally just not there.
Sure.
And which is like, I don't know how that's relevant, but it is. I just was not
in the headspace.
So then the guy goes back inside.
Uh-huh.
And I'm telling them, I tell the guy and the other guy that's outside, like accepting the money. I was like, bro, my dad just died. Like I mentally cannot do this. Like, it's not cool. Whatever. 10 minutes goes by. 2 guys come out this time. One with a mask and one with a chainsaw. The second guy has a video camera.
Are you kidding me?
Chases me a block over to Sonic. And I was shaking. I peed myself.
Why did he chase you that far?
I don't know. But he chased me a block over. And I was sitting at the Sonic when my friends finally came out of this haunted house.
Oh my gosh.
It was a long haunted house too. It wasn't like anything. And I had been in that haunted house, is what's crazy to me, a couple weeks prior. And that's when I knew I wasn't going to do it again.
Yeah.
So I went with this guy and my mom, this guy and his girlfriend. And they're like, he's older than me. He was my brother's friend. So he's 6 years older than me. But anyway, so I was like 14. He was like 20, 19. And anyway, I don't know how that's relevant, but I was like clinging to him. I was like,
terrified.
So then we get through the haunted house and it's finally over. My mom's like shielding my body because I'm panicking.
Yeah.
And she finally is like, okay, we're out. Ashley, we're out. Like I'm telling, she's like this on me. Just like, so we get out. I see the moonlight and I'm out. So I'm walking towards the car.
Yeah.
A fucking clown comes up behind me. Chases me and my mom's screaming, "Leave her alone!" Because he's chasing me around the building. And I'm like, homie.
This is why I don't do haunted houses.
They're fucked up.
We went to a haunted house one time when I was younger. Me and my siblings and my parents did. Yeah. And then we got in trouble on the way home because they were chasing us around like in the gravel parking lot. It was like one of those like firefighter. Yeah. Like they turned it into a haunted house. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even that scary, but I was just so scared of haunted houses. Yeah. And my siblings are all younger than me, so I'm the oldest. So my parents were like, you have to go in the haunted house with them. Like, you can't just let them go in there by themselves. And I was like, okay. So I went in the haunted house. We come out and they start chasing and I'm like screaming at these people. And then we got in trouble for screaming at the people. And I was so afraid. And you know what's so funny to me that I was thinking the other day?
They should be able to get hit.
I'm sure they do. I don't do like Halloween haunted houses, but I'll go stay in the haunted Crescent Hotel.
Oh yeah, 100%.
All day long.
100%.
That's because clowns aren't jumping out at me with chainsaws.
And that's the thing, is just like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't get working in one. I really want to go to Universal during Halloween, even though that's
talking about like Fright Night. What
maybe
are you talking
not.
about?
Is that what it is? Fright Night
is like the scary thing.
No, I don't want to do that. I just want to go during Halloween.
Oh yeah, cute. Like cute in the park.
Yeah. I want to go to Harry Potter World when they do the Death Eaters or whatever. They walk around.
Oh.
Have you seen that on TikTok?
No.
It's all over TikTok. Or at least my TikTok. But
I think Fright Night is the one where you go to the park and then they open the gates and like these really scary, like it's scary.
yeah, if that.
And people are like walking around like yelling at you and they start chasing after you.
I am on a different side of TikTok.
What TikTok?
So I like my dark romance books that are pretty spicy.
Yeah, spicy.
And they've gotten darker and darker and darker.
Oh.
I don't know how I can go any darker.
Oh my
However,
gosh.
TikTok does like they'll see a thing and it'll turn into a not a meme, but like so us girlies that are into the spicy books have our own side of TikTok.
Okay, sure.
And so any guy that like, let's say, just you're riding in a car and he puts his hand on our leg and squeezes or something like that, they turn it into like a
trope.
Yes, like a book or something. Well, right now what's going around is this guy that's at Universal. I don't know if he's at Universal or the one in California. I'm not sure, but I want to say it's Universal, and he has his face painted mad, like he's good looking, I guess.
Okay.
You can't tell because his face is really covered, to be honest.
Sure, okay.
But like he just has this vibe about him. And all the girls are like swooning all over TikTok. So all you see is these videos of him, and he's just like, and Ghostface.
Oh,
have you seen that on TikTok?
No, but I have seen, Brittany Broski.
Yes.
She's like, she cracks me up. She's like in love with Ghost from Call of Duty. Like the character.
Oh, yeah.
That's like her trope. But anyway, Ghostface from Scream.
Yes.
What's with that?
So women are going out and they're like sold out everywhere. Are going out and buying these Ghostface.
Oh my gosh.
For at home.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
It's a thing. It's all over my TikTok. I would never, like, do not get me wrong.
That's
I would never.
Terrifying.
But it's because there's so many books that we're into that have stuff like that in it.
I can't get with that.
Oh, if you read the books, you'd get it. You'd get it.
I can't get with
but
that.
I would never do it. Like, that's weird. But like, I see the TikToks and I'm like,
Ghostface is scary.
I wonder if I've liked any of them. Hold on.
Gghostface is scary.
He is. Or they are, because there's like thousands of them.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find one.
Remember in Scream 2 where Jada Pinkett Smith is in the movie theater and then the guy that she's with goes to the bathroom and gets stabbed in the ear?
Have you ever seen the scary movies for that one?
No.
Where they remake that one?
Well, I know what it is. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Let me see if I can find him. Ghostface.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe that this is like
a thing. Ghostface trend, first thing to pop up.
Oh.
See, look.
Ew.
All it is a guy standing next to a girl, and he's like got his arm up and stuff. But
and it's like they're being like flirty.
Yeah. That's that really popular girl.
Oh my god! Why?
I want that one. Oh my! Oh, here we go. Another one. Oh, that's a girl.
Oh my gosh!
Well, I want that guy from Universal. No, I want him. Okay, that was very out of context. I mean, find him on TikTok.
Clarify, Ashley. Clarify.
Universal Horror Nights. Let me see if I can find him. See, look, this is what I'm talking about. Those TikToks where they're making like a trope out of them.
Oh my gosh. We are too online.
Yeah. What's up, bud?
We as a people.
Well, why are they training us so long? Tell Dad. Why are you telling me? In the bathroom, probably. Anyway.
We as a people are just too online, in my opinion.
I just like, I want to find that one guy from Universal. I know this is about scary stories, but you can't pass up this. What's that guy's name?
Just Google him, because I'm sure it'll come up on Google. Like Alex from Target.
Fortnite guy.
Do you remember Alex from Target?
Yeah. That's not him, but
I can't get
the
with
vibe.
It. I can't get with it. It's scary.
It is, but I mean, I get it. But you've got to read the books. I'll send you one.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, but yeah, that's the time I peed myself. At least I didn't poop. I peed.
Not sitting at the Sonic with poopy pants.
I know. And I had to ride back in the car with all of them.
Why did you go if you knew that you weren't going to go in?
Because all my friends were going and peer pressure.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey,
you're right.
We've talked about this on the podcast before.
Yeah.
Hell houses are a thing right now.
I know.
Is there any around us, I wonder?
I guess. We're in the South.
Yeah. I don't know if they do them anymore, though.
They might be like no-noed, you know?
They should be. They should be banned. And to think that 10% is going towards those hell houses.
That's what I'm saying. No, thank you. Okay. We ready for some scary stories?
Yes.
You want to start?
No, because I don't got one.
Okay.
I will.
Let me get my scary voice. You can look for some while I read this. This one's kind of long. And I just skimmed it. Okay, are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one's called My Mom Told Me Stories of Me Sleepwalking as a Kid. What I discovered makes me question if I'd ever been sleepwalking at all. When I was young, I used to sleepwalk. My mother would tell me all these stories about myself that I would have no memory of. She said it first started when I was around 5 or 6 years old. She had put me to bed one night, then around an hour or so later, she heard a noise coming from down the hallway. She shut the book she'd been reading and went to investigate. She told me that she found me sitting at the kitchen table, pretending to eat. At first, she asked me what was I doing. After not receiving a response, she approached. Upon closer inspection, she realized that I wasn't awake to respond. She stood there and watched me for some time, as she herself hadn't actually seen a sleepwalker before. She said that I sat there, acting as if I was eating, that I would stop and turn to the chair to my right. To her, it appeared like I was having a conversation with someone, though she mentioned that I wasn't speaking any words, more like slight whimpers and groans. I'd then laugh quietly in my seat and continue eating. After nearly 20 minutes of this, I got up from my chair, took a few steps, and laid down on the floor. My mother then woke me up and told me that I needed to go back to bed. Well, I don't remember this interaction. She told me I was incredibly confused and I thought I was in bed. She led me by the hand back to my bedroom and tucked me back in. A few months later, this happened again. My mother had gotten up in the middle of the night to get something to drink. As she walked to the kitchen, she nearly jumped out of her skin when she saw a silhouette of someone standing in front of the window. She switched on the kitchen light and saw that it was me, that I was standing in front of the glass, motionless. She walked over to me, asking what I was doing. Of course, when she got closer, she saw that my eyes were shut. Apparently, I stood at that window for nearly half an hour before turning and walking back to my bedroom. My mom followed closely to make sure I went back to bed, and sure enough, I did. It was odd for me to hear about these things I was doing after I'd fallen asleep. The concept that my body would move when I had no conscious control over it made me nervous. My mother found it somewhat amusing, but I didn't seem to think so. Over the following year, I only sleepwalked a few times. Most of them just ended up with me getting up from my bed and wandering into another room before falling asleep on the floor. My mother would usually find me the next morning and wake me up. Then, after nearly a year had passed, my mother had gotten up one night while she was passing by my room. She decided to peek in on me. When she opened my door, I was nowhere to be found. She wandered around the entire house but couldn't find me in any of the rooms. Then as she was walking through the living room, something out of the corner of her eye caught her attention. She saw the vague outline of someone standing outside underneath one of the street lamps. As she turned to get a better look, she quickly realized it was me. She threw open the door and dashed outside. I was apparently standing in the center of the road all by myself. Luckily, our street was on a dead end and didn't see very much traffic after 9 p.m. She called out my name and she ran toward me, but I didn't seem to react at all. As she slowed her approach, she saw that I was gesturing with my arms, as if I were having a conversation with someone. She walked up to me and grabbed my wrist. When she did this, I apparently began to freak out. I started to shout and fight against her as if she were some sort of beast attempting to devour me. A minute or two later, I'd woken up and snapped out of my frenzy. When I came to, I asked my mother where I was, and she calmly explained to me that I'd walked outside while I was sleeping. I apologized to her, and she led me back inside. The months that followed, I would sleepwalk almost every other night. It had gotten so bad that my mom had taken me to a few mental health professionals. Each one of them told my mother that sleepwalking is quite common in children and that I should eventually grow out of it. They just gave her a list of things to be aware of if she finds me sleepwalking again, such as not waking me up in the middle of it or gently coaxing me back to bed, etc. These explanations didn't really put my mother at ease. She wanted something a bit more concrete. So she kept searching until she came across a therapist who specialized in sleep disorders. It's such a bizarre part of my life that I barely remember it. All the evidence I've had that I used to sleepwalk all seemed to come from my mother's telling me such. I apparently spoke with this doctor numerous times and visited him at least twice a week for 3 months straight. Then one day, my mother stopped taking me to see him, and according to her, I hadn't had a sleepwalking episode since. Nearly 15 years has passed since then, and it all just seemed more like a dream than a memory, as if it happened to somebody else, and I just heard about it. Of course, I believe in my mom. I doubt she would make up something like that. It just never really clicked that I had this problem when I was younger. That was all until I was helping my mom clean out some of her things out of her basement. She was going through all of her storage and was getting rid of a bunch of old stuff. While I was pulling out boxes, something clattered to the floor. It was a thick manila file folder that hit the ground with a thud. Hoping I didn't break anything of importance, I stopped what I was doing and picked up the folder. After glancing at it, I noticed on the front it had my name with some dates. I looked around to make sure my mom wasn't nearby, and I took the folder to the back, I took the folder into the back of my pants. That took me a second. After finishing up, I told her I'd talk to her later and headed back home to my house. When I got inside, I tossed my jacket on the couch and pulled out the folder. As I peeled open the end, it slid a large file out. My eyes darted across the front of it. It was records of my time with the therapist. I guess he must have given my mother a copy of these to keep. All of the entries inside were each of the days I'd gone to visit him. Most of them were just logs of the sessions as well as a few notes he had taken throughout. One of the last entries, however, drew my attention. It said that the therapist was going to conduce some type of hypnotherapy on me. He had me lay down on a lounge chair and began telling me to relax while continuously asking me specific questions. He asked me what I dream about, and my answer had been written down. I told him that I dreamed of my friend. Reading this, I had no idea who I was talking about. The therapist then asked me to describe this friend of mine. I told him that he was much taller than me, though for a child that he wasn't saying much. His body always seemed to be hunched over. He had long black hair that fell down to his shoulders. His arms were extremely long, like 2 snakes attached to the shoulders. Each of his fingers came to a point, like sharpened knives. The therapist asked me to tell him what his face looked like, and apparently I struggled to describe it. I told him that his face was blurry, like it was covered in TV static. When the therapist pressed further, apparently I sat up in the chair, still asleep, and told the therapist to look at him for himself. I then pointed to the therapist, and when he turned, he saw nobody there. He jotted down some notes and then asked me what my friend wanted. I told him that he wants to take me somewhere far away so we can both play together forever. He made another note, then through a series of careful statements, he rid my mind of the negative dreams. Well, that's what he wrote down anyway. Since that day, I've slept peacefully without any more sleepwalking incidents. All those memories I had from early years of my life seemed hazy, and I'd nearly forgotten about them all. Despite not knowing anything about those statements I made, I couldn't help but feel a bit of familiarity with the description of this friend of mine. As I closed the file, I sighed, thinking about all the things I'd said in the notes. I looked at the clock, which read 10:23 p.m. As I stood up from my chair, I saw something out of the corner of my eye, and I turned to look at my window. For the briefest second, I thought I'd spied someone standing outside. Someone looking at me, tall with long arms, long black hair, someone with a blurry face. I blinked my eyes, and when I opened them again, it was gone. I wanted to rationalize that what I had just seen was a product of reading those files, that my tired mind had simply conjured this hallucination. But for some reason, I can't seem to shake this feeling that those weren't dreams I'd been experiencing when I was a kid, that they were something much more than dreams. I can feel my eyelids starting to become heavier by the minute, and for the first time in my life, I'm worried what will happen if I fall asleep again.
Ooh.
Ew. That one gave me the heebie-jeebies. That's scary. Have you ever slept walk?
That's what I was about to say. So I was going to, instead of read one, I was going to tell a story. But so I slept walk really bad.
Really?
Very bad. And I do it now. I don't sleep walk necessarily, but I get up and I'll have conversations with like James, but I'm asleep.
Really?
And it drives him up the wall. It drives James crazy. Because he's like, just be quiet and roll over.
It scares. I
sit up and he's like, you talk gibberish to me. Like, none of it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Zach
just,
does
and I
that
remember
too.
doing it. Like, I remember in the morning, like the conversation and everything.
So you're like conscious pretty much.
Yeah, but I'm asleep.
That is crazy. Zach does it not often. He's done it a couple times. And it scares the crap out of me because I'm asleep and then I wake up and he's just talking and I like making absolutely no sense what he's saying. And it freaks me out. And then I'm like, oh, he's talking in his sleep. But it scares me because I'm like, hello?
The only thing is that, like, so when I was growing up, we lived in this house when my parents were still together.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to be like 3 or something.
Yeah.
And my mom always tells a story that I was sleep talking. And so she went to, hold on, I have a parent texting me.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, I had to take a break for a little family emergency. Anyway.
Now we're back.
So what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So apparently I was in bed sleep talking.
Uh-huh.
So my mom gets up.
Yeah.
Goes to my side of the bed. Like goes to my bedroom.
Yeah.
And she's like looking at me like, what the heck? Like, what are you doing? And she said she stood next to my bed and it was warm on the floor. Like it, cause and this is an old house back in the, like, it had to be way before, cause it was in the 90s when this happened. So the house had to be built in the 70s maybe. So it wasn't like
greatly insulated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said that, she stood next to my bed and the wood floor was completely warm.
Whoa.
And then she said all of a sudden I stopped talking. And then immediately my brother started.
Sleep talking?
Uh-huh. And he was in a room next to mine. So we weren't even in the same room. So then she walked to his room.
Yeah.
And the floor next to his bed was warm.
No. Oh my gosh.
And my mom super believes in this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, cause she's seen stuff.
Yeah.
And so she just like, and ever since then I've slept walk.
That
My brother, it
terrifies me.
It woke my brother up growing up a lot of me sleepwalking. Like, he would see me in my mom always had like, my mom collect antique stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So she has Barbie dolls from like the 60s
Oh my god.
that she keeps in a glass case
Yeah.
growing up. And she'd keep a wooden old bench in the hallway.
Yeah.
And my house was just like one long hallway.
Yeah.
And my brother would wake up, and like one night he woke up and I was sitting on it, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he was, because he's 6 years older than me, so he was older. So he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm going to the bathroom." And he was like, "What do you mean you're going to the bathroom?" And I said something along the lines of, "Do you not see me on the toilet?" Like, I wasn't sarcastic back then, but you know what I mean? So he helped me get up and go to the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
And then he said there was a time that I went, I want to say it was the time that I went in the fridge and I ate some like butter or something. But just stuff like that was just wild.
I would be so afraid to wake up and like Zach's just walking around, or like I wake up and I'm like, where is he? And I walk out and he's just like standing somewhere. Oh, that would send me into a spiral. I don't know that I could recover from that.
I don't know it. Like, I wonder what sleepwalking is. Like, is there a meaning behind sleepwalking? Let's Google it.
Oh my gosh, that scares me. That scares me to think about.
There's got to be.
I'm finding a lot of good, like, scary stories on Reddit, but they're so long. I mean, they're like good to read if you just read them on your own, but like to read aloud.
I did just read one. I didn't read the whole thing because it was like hella long, but it's called where'd it go? My Mom is the Town Serial Killer. It's like hella long though.
Read it.
I'm not reading that long ass thing. I can barely read 5 sentences without stumbling. But anyway, so he goes into all these facts why he thinks his mom is the town serial killer.
Okay.
And then at the end it says, I'll read the last paragraph. They said I have paranoid schizophrenia.
Oh.
I don't know what that is. I told them to ask Rosemary if everything I've discovered is true, but because it is. They all just told me she doesn't exist. She has to exist. I talk to her almost every day. I know she's real. I don't know who she is, but I was sent to live in a psychiatric thank you facility as I was found to have an insanity defense and wasn't given the death penalty. So here I am writing this. I am older and take the meds I swore my mother was drugging me with. I plead for forgiveness to whoever is above us. I was young and didn't know what was going on. Please let me out of here. I didn't kill those people on purpose. I guess my mom isn't the town serial killer. I was.
Oh my gosh. Dang.
I see symbols when I fall asleep. What does that mean?
Huh?
Let's see. I see symbols while I fall asleep. One night I was on the verge of sleep and I felt a ping of silvery vibration emanate from my chest. It was so loud I could feel my chest vibrate. My eyes shot open only for me to see a symbol of my vision made into a shifting neon cloud like streaks of light you see when you look at a light bulb for too long and close your eyes. This is dumb. I'm not going to continue to read that. A Christmas miracle in the Scary Story edition.
Oh.
I don't know. My online Discord friend might be a potential serial killer.
Oh.
Before I start the story, this is all based on true events. A few months ago, me and my friend, let's call him Jacob, started posting edits on TikTok. After a few weeks, we started to gain mutual and all that who posted the same content. What does that mean? That's what it says.
Maybe like make
I'm
a
not reading it
Discord of
wrong.
everybody that's like has the same interest or something.
Maybe. One of them, oh my God, I cannot read and or say this word. Specifically, thank you, stood out as a really chill guy. Let's call him Farrell. Perrell. Perrell, which I should know this because that's my maiden name. Terrell, spelled the exact same way, just with a P.
Peril.
Okay. Why would you? Let's name him Peril.
That's like a okay.
Anyway, at first he was only friends with my friend Jacob, but later on I was managed to meet with him through a Discord server. He was a really cool guy at first, and when we started to have a lot of common interests such as Dreamy Bull memes and editing, I don't know what that is. After a while, the server we were in started to have a bit more conflict with another server as it was stealing our members. I don't know what any of this means.
You're talking about Discord.
Yeah. I'm not on that platform.
Neither am I.
We chose to pick our most ruthless members without filter to hop on into the server and raid catfish some people there. Peril, especially, got really engaged in the catfishing and had extremely intimate and realistic e-sex combos with people.
Ew.
I don't know what that means. This kind of creeped me out and Jacob out, but we'd chosen to brush it off. Later, Peril started to shift between personalities even more on each alt account. He just felt like a completely different person. He even chose to catfish one of my friends from my server, which caused him to be banned. Afterwards, Jacob, Peril, and I started to group chat, so we'd still talk and raid servers together. There was one raid where we put Peril on an alt again. That might have been the biggest mistake I've made. This time, Peril started to engage even more than before, started to share stuff about movie, can't read that word.
Uh-oh.
Which my gore sensitive friend immediately noticed and reported to me. Afterwards, he started to state stuff like, I'm going to be the murderer of thousands and stuff like that. I can't say that either. This is when we cut him loose, banned, blocked, anything. However, it didn't help us as he later followed me again on TikTok. I can't say some of the stuff that it actually says in there.
Jeez Louise.
Some bad stuff.
Uh-oh.
That's not that good, but whatevs.
I can't. The Discord lingo kind of threw me off.
It did. Her missing child.
Why would you choose Peril
that.
as a fake name?
Peril, yeah. Jacob and Peril.
Like in peril? Like somebody's in peril?
Never heard that word in my life.
Peril?
Never heard that word in my life.
Come on now. Yes, you have.
I cannot see you, and it's quite funny.
Ooh. Scary, and it's dark in here.
It is dark.
I'm getting spooked, and the closet behind you is like cracked. Ugh.
It is kind of
Ew! Close it.
I don't think I can. There's stuff falling
Get
out
that
of
door
it.
closed. I'll just do this. I'm just covering it with my hand.
Anyway, do you have any other spooky stories other than your tooth fairy story?
Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to think of any other spooky things that have happened to me.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I do have some scary stories. I just don't know that I would want to share them on the internet because they're so like they're scary, and I'm afraid. Because let me tell you something, okay?
Uh-huh.
I believe in that stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't believe that there is such a thing as a good ghost.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Personally, I feel
I
like...
never thought about it.
And let me tell you why. Okay. Because just going into my beliefs, I believe that there is a heaven and a hell.
Mm-hmm,
and I think that when you die, you go to one of the two places, okay? And if you... I don't know. Now we're getting into purgatory.
If you're in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Purgatory or something. I just don't think that anybody who's going to go to heaven would ever want to come back here. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's just to visit family. And I think that demons prey on people by masking as loved ones. You know what I mean?
I figure. I don't know what you mean.
Because they're trying
demons
to like...
are loved ones?
No. I think that demons mask themselves sometimes as people's loved ones. Because...
Oh, as in like the spirit form.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like my hubs is a demon actually,
No.
and he's masking himself as my husband.
No!
I was very confused. I was like, how do you figure?
I just mean like, some people are like, oh my gosh, I was in, my house the other day and I had my windows open and I just heard my grandma's voice and I just knew that she was giving me a sign.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. I believe that that's not your grandma.
I'm actually reading a book about demons right now.
Are you?
I am. And it's where the demons are in mirrors. Oh. They can only travel through mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
So like if there's a mirror in the room, they can watch you in your room or in your car.
Like Bloody Mary.
And they can appear in the mirrors. And to get out of the mirror where he can come into the human realm,
mm-hmm.
he has to kill a witch. And there's only one of those witches left in the world.
Oh
and he's following around in the mirror until he can get out.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. But so now I'm like low-key scared of mirrors. And he said in the book, it was talking about how hospitals, like ICUs and stuff like that, are the biggest like mirrors, like where they roam the most, the demons and stuff, because they're ready to take you.
That's what scares me is like the real stuff, or stuff that I believe to be real.
Yeah.
I mean, clowns scare me too. Not gonna lie. If a clown's chasing me with a chainsaw.
Not to get into my beliefs, but I don't believe in any, like, okay. A part of me doesn't believe in anything religious wise.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm saying this on the internet, but it doesn't. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
But then another part of me is like, well, if that's the case, you can't really believe in ghosts and stuff.
It's complicated.
Like, the scientific part of me wants to be like, okay, when you die, you're just gone. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
It's like a void.
It's just so hard for me to conceptualize.
Like, your brain just doesn't work anymore. I know it's like such something that you just cannot wrap your head around.
Yeah, exactly.
And it gives me so much anxiety to think about.
Yeah.
Because, like, in my head, when you die, you just don't think anymore. Like, there's nothing.
Well, you're not alive.
Yeah. There's, like, no brain function or anything. It's kind of like when you're put under anesthesia.
Anesthesia? Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like, the times that I've been under it, I've never dreamed or anything like that. It's literally been, I'm out.
And then you're awake.
A second later, I'm awake.
Yes.
But it's been, like, 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, I feel like that's what it's going to be like.
Just nothingness.
Just nothingness.
Well, yeah, because we're not going to be, there's no consciousness on any level.
Yeah.
All of your function is gone.
Yeah, so that's where the scientific part of me is like that. But then the other part of me is like, well, if heaven exists, then the scientific part doesn't make sense. So I don't know what I believe in, to be honest. I'm just like scared of everything.
Yeah.
Anxiety.
I get that. Everything's scary.
It is. And we just don't know the answers. And I don't like not knowing.
Yeah.
I'm a why person.
Yeah.
I want to know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I'm scared of death. That's why I go to therapy.
I'm afraid of death too.
Well, more on medication than going to therapy, but you know.
If it helps, it helps.
It helps. I told them, I was like, I just don't want to think about death all day, every day. And they're like,
what also scares me? Sleep paralysis.
Oh my gosh.
I think we've talked about that before, but
we have, I think. I don't think I've ever had it.
I've never had it, but like reading and watching videos of people talking about it scares me so bad. Oh,
I just can't imagine going through that.
It's like you having no function, but you're conscious.
Yeah. It's almost like being paralyzed.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like that. I'm getting real spooked. I'm getting real spooked now.
I don't like it either. I just don't. I don't do sleep stuff. I have so many nightmares on a regular basis, and it's just the weirdest. Like, I can't imagine having sleep paralysis because the nightmares that I have would just be, and they're already so vivid. That's the thing I've always talked to my psychiatrist about, is that my dreams are so vivid and like almost like, I don't like the fact, I do like it and sometimes I don't, like the fact that I can go to sleep, have a dream, wake up, go to the bathroom, lay back down and continue the dream.
Yeah.
It's wild.
You don't really wake yourself up when you're going to the bathroom, though. It's like you're still hanging on to the dream in a way.
Maybe.
I don't really have nightmares that often, but when I have dreams, they make absolutely zero sense. Like, they're crazy. And
so am I.
I can't, like, my mom can, like, she knows she's dreaming. So, like, if she's having a nightmare, she's like, just fly. And then she'll fly in the dream.
That's crazy.
I have absolutely no control. But I also can't differentiate between, because it does feel so real. It's real to me, like in the dream.
I can kind of do that. I can't just like fly and stuff, but like it's almost like I know I'm dreaming.
Really?
But then sometimes it's not. Like, and you can tell when I'm stressed because my dreams go haywire when I'm stressed. Because like like tonight, I'll probably have a dream about the incident that just happened.
Yeah.
It's just, anything that I think about too much. And that's the thing. So like in my dreams, I dream about the same thing and the same person almost every single night.
That's wild.
It is freaking wild. And sometimes it's nightmares. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's like, but I just cannot get it's someone that I don't even like know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's literally the same face as in my dream all the time. And I cannot explain it. I don't think about this person. I don't know this person. Like
Right.
I don't, but yet they're constantly there in my dreams.
Maybe we should like do some sleep study research or something.
Yeah.
Like dream meaning stuff.
Yeah.
Or at least look it up. I have had recurring dreams, but like not to the point where it's like on a nightly basis.
Oh no, mine's like constantly, or like I wake up in a sweat. That happens quite a bit
Really?
from my dreams. Like
Oh.
that's the worst.
I
is
can
waking up
understand
in a
why
sweat.
people would be afraid to like would not fall asleep
Mm-hmm.
for that purpose.
Yeah.
I'm getting real spooked out now.
It's
I'm not
like
gonna
being
lie.
on like I imagine like sleep paralysis almost like being on Ambien. Because like used to I would take Ambien and then stay awake at night. Because like I took it because I couldn't sleep at night. But sometimes Ambien wouldn't work in the sense of like it'd make me sleepy. It would just kind of like wire me.
Yeah.
And like I just don't, I feel like that's what it's like because you start seeing things and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, but you just lay there like a zombie. And
Yeah.
it's just like you see like the most wild things. I don't know if I ever said it on the podcast, but I know someone that she took it, went outside to just, the doctor tells you when you take it, you need to be in bed within 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Like within a couple minutes, you need to be in bed while you take it. Like it's one of those things.
Dang.
But I had someone that I know that took it, went outside to smoke a cigarette, and she called 911 because she thought their front tree was on fire.
So it like really like
It's like, that's a perfect example. Like the few times that I've taken it, I've taken it a lot, but like the few times that I've had reactions
Right.
to it was like one time I got up it was like not in the middle of the night. My parents were still awake. My mom and her, whatever. I walked in the living room, took the remote from them, recorded Jersey Shore.
DVR.
Yep. And gave it back to my mom and then walked back in my room. Woke up the next day to an Instagram post of Pauly D. Like a collage of Pauly D that I posted.
Are you
and
serious?
like a love letter. I shit you not. I put this on anything. I woke up the next day. I wish I still had that.
Like,
Instagram.
and you had no recollection of
no
doing
recollection of that. So
I don't like that. Like anything.
I don't
that
like it either.
controls my. That's why I don't.
Yeah.
I don't really like to drink. I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't like.
I don't like stuff like that anymore.
Oh my gosh.
And like I took it one time and I remember seeing like things on my hands.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. I remember looking down at my hands and just seeing things. And then I took it that one time because I got prescribed it quite a bit in my life. You're only supposed to take it 3 months and then be off of it.
Really?
Yeah. And then, but I've been prescribed multiple times on and off of it. And that one time that I'm pretty sure I've told this on the podcast before, how I ordered like, it was like $60 or $100. I can't remember now, of James Blunt music.
Oh my gosh, yes. You said that in like one of the earlier episodes,
Yeah.
I think.
So if you're just tuning in, I'm pretty sure I have all of them. I
That
wonder
is
if I can
so
find it
funny.
on my purchase history.
$100 worth. I still can't get over the fact that you buy all of your music on iTunes.
Dude.
If Ashley, look,
I can't get over the fact you put salt on your chili cheese coney.
listen, okay? Sometimes you just want things a little extra salty. What can I say? If Ashley likes a song, she's not a Spotify user, first of all.
I have it and I pay for it. I just
Okay,
don't
well,
use it.
Anyway, she's not like, you have choices, you know, like you don't have to buy the music.
Yeah.
They're still getting paid if you stream them. She pays $1.29 every time she likes a song. That's crazy. Agree?
Debatable.
Okay, fair enough.
Dude, what year did I buy all that music? Let's look 2017.
I don't have any other spooky stories, but to be fair, I'm kind of spooked now. This scary talk has got me.
I bought a lot of Riverdale, apparently. Dude, I buy some whack stuff.
Riverdale, the TV show?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, I went through Paramore phase. November of 2017. Ooh, this is when I fell in love with Post Malone.
Oh, yeah?
October 30th of 2017. Of 2017. Shut up.
Heard it here first.
So it had to have been sooner than that. I'm like, I just want to show proof of this.
That'll be our cover image.
Yeah.
Thumbnail.
Year?
Do you have any other spooky stories?
I don't think.
You told some really good ones.
Did I?
You got me scared. Talk
You
about the
told a good one.
sleepwalking. I found that on Reddit.
Santa baby. I bought all these. Why are they not?
Do you see what I mean?
Look at all these Christmas songs I bought.
That's like $40.
Probably when I worked in daycare.
Oh, did you play it at the daycare?
Yeah.
Aw.
Lots of Candy Crush.
Oh, is that like you spending money on Candy
Yeah.
Crush? Oh.
This is everything I've paid for in Apple. Oh my gosh, a Little Wayne. I need to go back to that.
Oh my god.
All this music I don't have on my phone anymore. What the heck?
You probably you can probably still re-download it.
I'm
but
sure
it's,
I can,
offload
but
it or something.
Hidden purchases? There's a button for hidden purchases. Ooh.
Ooh.
You heard it here first.
The hidden purchases. Well, okay. I think that's all I really have to say.
Yeah, I don't have much. I'm just, Oh my gosh, I spent money on Kim Joy. Kim, do you remember when that came out? Kimoji? Kimoji.
What?
I spent money on that.
I played her game.
I did too.
The Kim Kardashian game.
I did too. I love those kind of games. I'd make him mad at her.
You can really get into it. Like you can get far in that game,
The longest ride, I paid for that 3 times.
Do you see? Are your eyes open now?
No, I
Just
still would
stay
pay for
in
everything. I like my music. I like to own it. I want to be able to burn a CD if I want to.
You can do that without buying the music.
Can you search by name?
I'm sure.
James Blunt. James Blunt. Of course.
We'll put that as the thumbnail, you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let us know if you thought this episode was scary, because I thought it was scary. I'm very scared right now.
Don't be scared. Why don't you turn the light on?
What light?
The remote's right by your hand.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be bright.
Where's the on button on this thing?
I told you.
Golly. Oh my gosh. Turn it down.
Oh my gosh, I bought June 2nd, 2018 Nickelback music.
Oh, throwback. Throwback to the Nickelback concert. All right, guys, let us know what you want to hear us talk about next episode. Pretty soon, our trip to Eureka is coming up, and we're going to
found it.
Crescent Hotel.
March 18th of 2018. $31, $32, $21.
Oh my gosh.
$14.22.
Do you even listen to any of those songs?
I deleted them all off my phone except "You're Beautiful."
Oh my gosh.
You're beautiful. It's true.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. So the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again.